Well, that was a trial. The plan was to take 1 month off to give me some time to move house. Oh, by the way, I moved. Which explains why things are a little different around here. Yes, I now have to mount my camera upside down, or Australia side up. Let me fix that for you. Where was I? Oh, that's right. UN54. This one here. Now I have to admit, this is the first film I've used from Filmatech, ORWO, VisiCoat. Don't know, they're all on here. As demonstrated, I live in Australia, and the supply of this film is a bit patchy. While you can buy it direct from the manufacturer, it's fairly expensive to do so. You can buy UN54 in a bulk roll, which is great. It's also closely associated with NP100. From what I understand, these are almost exactly the same film, except that NP100 comes with an anti-halation layer, which UN54 lacks. This is more of a cine film, whereas the NP100 is more of your portrait film, or normal photo film. I probably should have got NP100. Now I don't have a screenshot of this, but I swear they were selling very low ISO duplication film in canisters for cameras some time ago. I wish I picked some up when I could, as I think this would be a huge amount of fun to play with, as it's my kind of thing. Now I have to warn you before we get started with these pictures, since I moved I haven't quite got my processing back up to standard. The water here is different and I need to find places for some of my processing equipment. Sadly, you will see some development crimes on display today. Avert your eyes, those of weak constitution. Let's talk a little bit more about this film. Made in Germany, with a Hoki lineage to Agfa, it's a 100 ISO panchromatic film, it comes packaged in these terrible plastic canisters. Sadly, at this time there's no medium or large format options. Now, the sticker on the plastic canister is great. It allows support for DX coding in a pretty simple way. I wish I could see this sticker come on more canisters. I actually wish that we could have a lot more metal canisters with this sticker. That would solve a lot of issues for people who love shooting those 90s Wonders cameras which don't have an ISO selection dial. So for this film I decided to load up the Contax RTS2 for no other reason than it's a lovely camera to use. First I found myself drawn to this unoccupied building in the main street of a coastal town. It stood out because most of the surrounding buildings were well developed and well maintained. Sadly, even in these early images we can start to see some issues with this film. There are very few references I can find to people developing the film in Pyrocat developers. Because of this, I think we're a little underdeveloped, and thus the scanner is stretching the contrast as far as it can. It isn't too bad, but it does mean in conjunction with a fairly heavily tinted film base, I got back these weird black dots in some areas of the photos. This is something I've not dealt with before, and I'm not certain of the cause. If I do find it interesting that on the canister here, it does comment to use D96 or ORWO UN54. Now, if you go on the website and you look up processing direction 1182, it gives a very nice recipe for the film developer, I presume, ORWO UN54. So these black dots, not sure. Could be the water here, could be that my fix is on the way out, or something else I don't even know about yet. In any circumstance, we'll carry on and look at some more results. I must have been feeling in a very coffee mood while this film was in the camera. Now this particular shot makes me consider shooting another roll of this film. With this direct, harsh lighting, the texture on the concrete is fantastic. The highlights are quite well controlled, and I can see there's more potential in this film than what I'm getting out of it. Now here's where the black dots become a real issue. These landscapes look like they have some kind of snowblind filter applied to them. And we're going to finish up with some lovely industrial buildings, which have seen some better days. So what did we learn? First, I need to get my process back to where it was. I think judiciously applied distilled water and some fresh fixer are the first priorities. However, even with these issues, there are still some examples on the roll of film that make me think there's a lot of potential here. We do have the weird snowblind filter that I don't have any explanation for, yet. I see this film has pretty good latitude, and if a bulk roll of it were to show up at my door, I'd have a lot of fun finding out the limits of the film. Wink wink, ORWO. And that's it for this one. Sorry it's been so long, I remain very busy. A few of my videos might have to be a little on the smaller side until I can get things back onto normal. Anyway, with that, on to the next film. Apologies for the terrible audio, but I have to do something with this new setup. So, let's see what we get. This is going to be very interesting.